Hello and welcome to MGTracey. Now, the last two cars that we've rented in America have both been hybrids. The one in Florida was a self-charging hybrid. That was really fantastic. This big beast of a BMW X5 is a plug-in hybrid. Now, if you run a plug-in hybrid without actually doing some charging, it's not very economical just running it on petrol, because you're lubbing half a ton of batteries around as well. When you pick it up, certainly this one from Alamo, you might have a full tank of petrol, but they don't charge the car. Now, when you brake and you go downhill, the car will put a little bit of charge into the batteries, but it almost immediately uses it the first time you accelerate. So you need to get the hang of charging. Now, we're charging virgins, we've never done this before. This is the first time we've done it. We're in Carson City in Nevada, and in Carson City a lot of the charge points are free. This is one of the things they are encouraging people to move to EVs and help the planet, and that's fantastic. So there's a few things you need to know with your EV. There are different charge fittings, so you need to make sure that when you plug your car in, it is compatible. This BMW is a 6.6 kilowatt hour, which is towards the slower end. You're going to be able to charge that. Each hour you're going to gain about 20-25 miles, but actually, because it's a plug-in hybrid, not a full EV, the electric only range is about 40 miles anyway, so an hour and a half and you can top that up. Now, everybody has a fear, don't they, of not being able to get a charge point. There are literally thousands of them around in Nevada, so that isn't going to be a problem. The first thing you need to do is you are going to need an app. So the one I found was ChargePoint. I think that's one of the biggest charging companies in the world, and it'll work all around the world for me. You need to set that up on your phone. It works on iPhone or Android, and in this case you link it to your Apple Pay to pay. So obviously we're not using that today because this is a free charging, but if it did need money, then this would just hit Apple Pay. If you're on one of the charge points in Nevada that will cost you, it's about $2.50 to charge this car, so it's still much cheaper than using petrol or gas or whatever. Once you've got the app, it knows where you are and it will show you close to you where there are charge points. It'll also show you which ones are free or how much they cost. It'll show if they're broken, and actually it'll show if they're being used. Now, do remember, when you pull in, you haven't got a very long lead here. So if you're like us, if your charge point is front right, you really need to be able to get this side. If this car was already here, then the cable isn't going to reach. You haven't got a super long cable like you have with petrol or gas cars. You need to know which side of the car is closest for you so that you've got a charge point. So it's actually pretty simple. This is the first time I've done it. You found out where there is a charge point that's available and working. We roll up, you get your app on your phone, and you tell the app that you want to start charging, and then you hold it next to the charge point unit. So you've tapped I want to charge on the app, and then you just put your phone next to this as though you're just paying by contactless, and the system will recognise who you are. You can then plug your cable into your car and confirm you've done that, and then it will start charging actually the power, and if it's a pay point it will start charging you the cost as well automatically. Now, the app has pushes on it that will tell you if the car's become disconnected, or if the car is completely full, or if you've hit the maximum time. This particular point is a maximum 4 hours if you want to charge here. We're only going to need 2 hours, so that should be fine. So you can see here there is a maximum charging time. That might be because this is a free charging point to make it fair to everybody. You can see on each side here, it just gives you a graphic that the cars are charging, and you should see that on your app and also in your car. When you've finished, you tell the system you've finished, otherwise you're going to keep getting billed, and then you disconnect it from the car and put it back in its holder on there. So in the car here, it's giving you an overview, so it's saying it's going to take I think about 6 hours to fully charge, so we won't give it that long because we're not allowed that long, but you can see it's already put 2 miles into the car with the current range. So really it's all pretty simple. I don't think it's anything too much to worry about, and when you've done it a few times it will become just as second nature as it is to fill up with gas or petrol. So I hope you found that useful. Let me know how you get on the first time you end up renting an EV or a plug-in hybrid or hybrid. It'd be interesting to see how you get on. They certainly are quite eerie when you start off pulling away silently, but certainly here in the States, in California and Nevada, it's almost like the majority of cars now seem to be running on some form of battery.